Step back in time to late 1940s Brooklyn, a borough on the brink of change but still deeply rooted in its traditions. In this post-war era, community life thrived on the stoops and streets of every neighborhood. Families gathered outside their homes, sharing news and laughter with neighbors while children played in the streets. The stoop wasn't just an entrance, it was a social hub where connections were made, and the pulse of the neighborhood could always be felt. The late 1940s in Brooklyn was marked by the optimism that followed the end of World War II. Soldiers were returning home, factories were shifting from wartime production, and families were rebuilding their lives. This was a time of growth, resilience, and renewal. Neighborhoods were vibrant with cultural diversity, where each block had its own character, yet all were bound by the close-knit ties of community that defined life in Brooklyn. Amidst this spirit of renewal, local street fairs were a welcome burst of excitement, transforming ordinary streets into festive gathering places. The air buzzed with anticipation as families made their way to the fairs. Rides like the Ferris wheel and carousel brought joy to children and adults alike, their laughter filling the streets. For a moment, these rides lifted people above their everyday routines, offering a sense of wonder and escape. Street fairs were more than just entertainment. They were a celebration of the community itself. Local vendors, many of them familiar faces in the neighborhood, lined the streets offering homemade goods, fresh produce, and sweet treats. The smell of freshly popped popcorn, candy apples, and sizzling sausages filled the air. These fairs offered a rare chance to slow down, connect with neighbors, and enjoy the simple pleasures of life in post-war Brooklyn. While the street fairs were a highlight, the real heart of Brooklyn life lay in the everyday routines on the stoops and sidewalks. In the late 1940s, families were strong, traditions were passed down, and community bonds were tighter than ever. Neighbors looked out for one another, and the stoop remained the perfect spot to watch the world go by, to chat with friends, or to simply reflect on a day's work. This glimpse into late 1940s, Brooklyn paints a picture of a time when life moved at a steady, familiar pace. The sounds of children's laughter, the warmth of stoop-side conversations, and the excitement of the street fairs all combine to remind us of a borough that, even in a time of change, never lost its sense of community.